Welcome to Drinks with Kate at Falls Creek. Hello, Rita. How you going? Shell and Andrew were on first. How are you? A glass of pecorino. Now, that's a whole nother conversation because Eric's already asked. I thought that was a cheese, but no, it's also a grape variety from southern Italy. French onion ragu. French onion gnocchi sounds lovely. Playing with the cats. Those cats are gorgeous, Shell. I totally understand. Eric Torrey, welcome to Drinks with Kate. It's lovely to have you on board. We will get into this wine in just a minute. Shannon and Trent, hello. Alison, g'day. Missing a decanter. I also am missing a decanter, Eric. We've got to just do what we can do when we're on holidays. Zach and Jack, g'day. How are you? Love the wine. Only a bowl of chips for you heading out for dinner. Good work. All right, well, let's, without any further ado, I've got a little live audience in here where I better explain to you where I am. I'm in Jill and Richard's room. At the lodge because there was too much noise down in the main area. If you could see out the window, you would see the mountain, but the sun's gone down and that's not really working. But anyway, you just have to imagine. Oh, the Goodmans, hello. You're back from Singapore? Lamb koftas, yum. Rita's got potato bake in the oven and lamb chops, yum. Shannon, I would expect nothing less. Good work. I expect most of you to have started early. I must say we had a little glass of champagne. We were playing cards, a little glass of champagne. So here we go. 2019 Moorooduc Estate Pinot Noir into my travel glass. Pass that over to Jill.
Thank you.
So also I have to tell you guys that you are balanced on a suitcase on the bed that Jill and Richard and Maddie are sitting on. So if they move at all, then everything will probably fall over. So we'll just have to hope that they can hold their nerve. Hang on. David and Imran. Oh, hello, David and Imran. Welcome. Oh, good work. Lovely to have you on board. It's nice and warm in here. Kay's having tartiflette, good work. Dies are in the house, good work. Peter's having pizza, nice work. So David and Imran, you're new, and I don't think, Eric, I'm not sure if you've joined us for Drinks with Kate before, but I know that you've bought the box, so it's very exciting to have you here. The nose on this is booming, says Craig, absolutely. Rita's at Falls Creek on Friday next week for a long weekend. Well, it's supposed to dump with snow on Sunday, so I think you've chosen the right weekend to come up, Rita. Excellent. Linda's having spaghetti. Nice. All right, 2019 Pinot Noir. Let's have a little taste of it before we start talking about its background. It's got a lovely deep colour to it, hasn't it? It's very rich. Rita married into a mad ski family. Good work. The nose is beautiful. It's got a really dark cherry fruit character to it. It's almost got, there's a little bitter cherry thing going on there as well. Some charred cedar wood, lots of spice, absolutely, Craig. And what's Joan cooked to go with your Pinot tonight, Craig? And hello, Karen, as well. Lots of spice. It's almost pepper, but not quite. There's some cinnamon sticks. There's a little bit of, it's quite Moroccan, I think, on the nose. Yes, Eric, Dad does say hi. And in fact, I'll turn the computer around in a minute so he can say hello to you. We'll just put a bag over your head, Maddie. Maddie doesn't do social media yet. She's not even drinking. I know, it's dreadful.
She just wants to see what Kate does.
Jill's just saying she just wants to see what I do. So hopefully it's good. No, Peter and Karen, you're not meant to decant. You can if you want to. I did not have a decanter here, nor did Eric up at Mount Buller. And I don't think this wine really needs a decant. A good swirl in the glass will do everything that you need it to do. And hello, by the way, Peter and Karen. Excellent. There's a real kind of almost sort of smoked meat kind of aromatic on the nose here, which I think is really interesting. It's some of that lovely tertiary character coming through with a little bit of bottle age. Jones Lamb cofters are working a treat, I imagine. Yes, Peter, decanting is optional. I don't think it needs it at all. So beautiful savoury mouthfeel. It's quite rich and ripe. It's quite an interesting mouthful. It's lost its primary fruit, but it hasn't gone completely tertiary. So it's on a really nice kind of trajectory into aging, which is awesome. Richard was telling me the story of this wine, which I'll tell you while we wait for it to open up in the glass a little bit. So 2019 was looking like it was going to be an absolutely gangbuster, fantastic vintage. Everything went right. We had really nice fruit set. We had beautiful fruit, lovely ripening conditions. And then halfway through picking the fruit for this wine, we got hit with a really big heat wave. Some of you might remember in 2019. What would that have been in March, Dad? Late March?
End of February.
End of February, beginning of March. So it was already a relatively early pick, which is fairly normal these days. But we got hit with a heat wave and we just had to scramble to get the rest of the fruit off. So it's perhaps a little bit bigger and richer and riper than some of the Pinots on either side of it because of that. But because we had some fruit that was picked early and some fruit that was picked a few days later, and because we have such an excellent team doing the picking, we were able to sort of get onto it pretty quickly. So we've got this very... Eric says that Sally's finding it clashes with her espresso martini. Perhaps pop the espresso martini aside for just a moment, Sally, and enjoy the wine, or set the wine aside and finish your espresso martini. Maybe have a little bit of cheese on a biscuit or something like that to cleanse your palate. Yeah, it's not really a wine that goes well with cocktails. When you said butterscotch snaps, I thought that was really pushing it, but espresso martini is going to really challenge this wine. Shell's getting a umami on the nose and couldn't pick it. I get a little bit of seaweedy kind of kelpy kind of character on the nose. So I think that's a good pick, Shell. Linda's drinking hers after opening it a day ago. That's nice. I just think a wine like this, probably the older the wine gets, the less beneficial it is to open the wine early, because it's already losing primary fruit. It would be super smooth, but you've probably lost quite a lot of the fruit character from that wine, Linda, depending on how much you drank out of the bottle yesterday. It's not a problem. If you're enjoying it, that's great. But for enjoying a wine with, so it's 2019, so that gives me, if I do my maths properly, what are we at, Maddie? That's 7 years, I think. It was
3 years after I was born and I'm 10.
3 years after you were born and she's 10, so you can all do the math on that.
So 7 is correct.
7 is correct. Excellent.
Hurrah.
Fair enough, Linda. Eric remembers picking grapes. That's not correct, Eric, because my parents bought the property when I was 10 years old, so possibly before Maddie was born. But I was there. I was just one of the pipsqueaks running around, probably throwing rocks at each other. It's really lovely to have you back on the team drinking the wine, though, Eric. I have got, actually, as far as wine and food matches, because Kay Farrow has gone with the tartiflette. Good work, Kay. It's working well with it. That's really good. Gwendal is making tartiflette for us to have after I've finished Drinks with Kate. We thought it would be all too hard to bring it all.
He's down there colouring in with Beck.
Is he colouring in? He's supposed to be cooking for us. When are we going to have our dinner? Goodness me, it's hard to get good help around here, I've got to say. Once you get hit with late heat, is there no way back? Craig wants to know. So there's a few options, Craig. If you get the grapes in quickly, hey, she can't take the chips. She cannot take the chips. I'll pass them to you in a minute. Just relax. God, it's difficult with an audience, isn't it, when they're being cheeky? So when you get hit with late heat, the best thing to do is try and pick the fruit if the fruit's ripe. And this was the advantage for us. the fruit was ripe. If the fruit's ripe and you can get it off as quickly as possible, then the heat will do some damage, but the major damage it will do is dehydrating the grapes. Now, it's legal in Australia to add water back into wine if the sugar levels are too high. And we don't really like to do that at Moorooduc if we don't have to. But some of the fruit got declassified to Devil Bean Creek, a little bit of water to bring the sugar levels down, to just bring a bit more freshness back into the wine. It was about sorting the fruit and sorting the batches and saying, well, that's not good enough for estate level wine, so that'll go into the Devil Bean Creek. That's some of the stuff that we picked early. That's good enough. This one we got in time so it didn't get too shriveled. So it's about being able to react quickly. But once the grapes get sunburnt, once the skins get brown, then that will add nasty bitterness to the wine. And once they get too dehydrated, then you'll get raisiny flavours. So you'll get a different flavour profile. Now, Cordial says, Eric, absolutely. You're very cheeky, Eric, very talkative. How many butterscotch snaps have you had? So I've just made a mess of this chip packet, but I did want to show you before I hand them over to Maddie. I have not got tartiflette, but I have got tartiflette flavoured Brett's chips. Our favourite chips. Pretty good. Absolutely. I think though, Eric, that's a good analogy to make because it basically is cordial. The grapes have been dehydrated, so by adding some water back in, if you get them quickly enough, so they've only been dehydrated maybe for 24 hours, then you're really just replacing the juice that wasn't there. So too many. How's the snow at Bulla? It's not too bad here at Falls now, and there's more falling on the weekend. So it's pretty exciting times for a bad season. Chips available at Solidor, says Linda. Is Bulla versus Falls Creek the same as Melbourne versus Sydney? Absolutely, Rita. Bulla people say, well, they only need a metre of snow for it to be able to be good skiing all over the mountain.
We wish.
Whereas here at Falls Creek, we need 2 metres of snow for it to be good skiing all over the mountain. But if you've been enough, but visibility is is like macular degeneration. I agree. Really dreadful. Okay, Shell's here. Shell and Andrew are here with the French onion gnocchi, and tonight's Pinot is an elite pairing. Andrew wants me to say best ever because there's been some great ones. That's awesome. 1 metre square is enough there, Eric. Yeah, but you'll have to ski on the same run then. They're both great Australian ski resorts, whatever that means today. So I think that the 19 Pinot Noir, we were a bit worried about it when we got hit with this heat. I think we were really fortunate that we were where we were at with the ripening and the picking compared to our friends up the hill, because they would have still been trying to ripen their fruit and they would have had much more damage from the heat. So 2019, I don't think was a great vintage for everyone across the peninsula, but people who could get in quickly and people who sorted their fruit and who declassified things that weren't good enough made good wine. It's dark, as I said right at the beginning, it's darker fruited. It's got dark, almost bitter cherry fruit. It's got some licorice. Someone said licorice, and I totally agree. There's a really lovely Moroccan spice kind of note there, and there's a real dark cocoa powder kind of character as well, that gives it a bit of bitterness, but also gives it a bit of richness and fullness. Rita's wondering, was it a small vintage on the peninsula? Dad, can you answer that question?
It was, compared to the last few years, it was a good, pretty useful. Hello there. It was 18 was a big vintage. 19 was not as big, but bigger than we've had.
Can you guys hear him?
Sorry.
I'll translate. So 18 was a big vintage. 19 was not as big, but it wasn't tiny either. Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It was much better than quite a lot of the vintages in terms of volume since then.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, they can hear you, Richard, so that's good. Well, you can keep asking questions now. Does heat affect, Linda wants to know, does heat affect the stalks if you're intending a whole bunch fermentation? Well, it will ripen them more, Linda, but it will tend to over-ripen the fruit faster than it will ripen the stalks efficiently. So it's not a great way to get ripe stalks to have a heat event at the... Eric, is big volume ? Palate long enough, in my honest opinion. Thank you, Eric. I think that it is. It's got a lovely length to it. Kay's getting a little bit of coffee on the nose. I don't understand that question. Sorry, Eric. Looks like what? They've been sent to the corner. Absolutely, Shannon. Well, these rooms are quite small. Mum and Dad are in one of the executive suites at the lodge. And they've got a double bed, and the bunk that went above the double bed's been taken out, and they've been given a little bit of storage. But they get a beautiful view of the mountain. They're on the top level, and there's a little tiny ensuite in next door. It's not super luxury, this lodge. Imran made the tart pears lovely. Oh, what tart, Imran? Was that tartiflette? Cool, yum. I think it's a lovely pairing. So you could match a Pinot like this to tartiflette, but you could also match one of our slightly aged Pinot Gris as well to tartiflette, because basically tartiflette is potatoes, onion, bacon, lots of cheese. Robuchon cheese, which is kind of stinky washed rind cheese. Maybe some cream as well. It's pretty rich. I'm hoping that my tummy's going to cope with it tonight. Does big refer to the volume of grapes or taste? Eric, big. We're talking about the size of the volume of grapes rather than the wine itself. When we're talking about a big vintage, I think. Rita say it's basically heated up cheese and cream with some potatoes. Absolutely. It's very... Kay's having camembert and creme fraiche with her tartiflette. Yum. Shannon loves special comments from Jill. She's like Bruce McAvaney. Who's he, Shannon? Jill wants to know. Is that a compliment or not? It's an excellent compliment. David Imran used an Aussie substitute. We miss French cheese. I know. Welcome, English people. We enjoy your company. I'll be actually doing one or two of our Drinks with Kate sessions from this box in the UK in a few weeks, so that'll be exciting. I think I'll be in, where will I be? Can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What's the other wine in the background? Oh, Rita. Eagle eye. I tell you what. So this is Jill and Richard's little
Not mine.
Stanton and Colleen vintage port from 1997. Pretty special. Pretty special wine. I think Dad thought that we've got more wine than we can drink, partly because half of the group all got sick with gastro in the last couple of days. So we haven't really been doing our duty as far as drinking the booze.
Hey, to get back to the wine,
Yes.
I'd like to ask the people whether they think that this is a bigger white Pinot Noir, and if perhaps it would be better with something a bit more meaty, mushroomy, oniony, French onion soup, something like that.
Well, this is Shell and Andrew said they're French onion
I reckon
gnocchi.
that sounds good.
It's fantastic. But there's onions in the tartiflette.
No, yeah, but that's more, I reckon this would be better with the...
Too soft.
Mm.
He's Australia's best commentator, Shannon said to tell you.
Oh, good.
Sports
Right,
commentator.
right.
Eric's finding it big for a Pinot. Yep. I think it's big. And 2019, it's funny. If you guys remember, because quite a lot of you have been here from the beginning, and when we had the COVID years in 2020 and 2021, we were selling the 2018 Estate Pinot Noir for 2 years, because 2018, as Dad said, was a really big vintage for us, lots of fruit. It was a really elegant, lovely, juicy, fruited. It was a beautiful wine. But it was that wine at that time before the COVID lockdowns was the wine that we were selling most through restaurants in Melbourne. Of all of our wines, we doubled our production from 2017 to 2018, and we were really planning an onslaught on the restaurants. And then COVID came and locked us down for many weeks, and we were selling the 18 for 2 years, and we came out of lockdowns at the end of 2021. And the world went crazy because we were like out and allowed to go out and eat in restaurants. And a lot of other producers had fire sailed their wines to, keep the cash flow going. We had other things to sort of keep our cash flow going. The Devil Ben Creek, which we sold a lot of, and the single vineyard wines that we sold a lot of direct to you guys particularly. And so then we went from the 2018 to the 2019, and it was a bit of a shock for people because the 2018 was really bright and red cherry fruited and silky and juicy and had a softness to it. Whereas this wine, when it was young, was really quite severe. It was quite structured, darker fruited, riper, and it still sold through very quickly because other people were selling their 20, 21, 22s at that stage. So it was a good time, I think, for us to be selling this wine because I don't personally think it's the best Moorooduc Estate Pinot Noir that we've ever made. I think it's really interesting looking at it again now because it makes me think I prefer the wines that we make with a little bit more freshness and a little bit more picked a little bit earlier. But I think it's standing up really nicely in the glass now after being in the bottle for 7 years. So I think it looks better now than it did when we first released it, which is exciting. So Eric wants to know any vegetarian pairing suggestions. Well, you can make the tartiflette without the bacon, and that's vegetarian.
Mushrooms.
You can put mushrooms in. This would be fantastic with like a mushroomy pasta or a mushroom risotto with some truffle on top. Be really good with mushrooms. We did a really cool thing a couple of weeks, 3 or 4 weeks ago, Eric. We did a mushroom toasted sandwich, which had like lots of cheese and gooey stuff in it, as well as lots of mushroom, and that was pretty delicious. I reckon this would work well with it too.
Remember that mushroom thing you did that was breaded and it was in a roll?
We had a fantastic recipe. We'll have to do that again. Next time we do Pinot, I'll send that out again. We'll do it again. They're Hungarian or somewhere Central European pancakes, and you make the pancakes and you make a mushroom filling and you roll them up and then you bread them and then you fry them and then you dip them in sour cream. Not great for the cholesterol, but they're bloody delicious. So, and they're vegetarian. So we'll do them soon. Rita's saying, Jill, it's a bigger Pinot, amazing with her lamb chops. And Rita loves a bigger style Pinot, so there you go. I think if you know what to expect, then it's okay. Excuse my hat hair, by the way. I do plan to have a shower and wash my hair and dry it before I came to see you. Really delicious. Nareem, we're having beef and eggplant ragu with polenta after this, so we'll report back to Jill. That would be great. Went very well with beef vindaloo, says Shannon. I wouldn't put it with meaty, says Kay. I think a curry like a Rogan Josh or Madras would be perfect as well. Other Moorooduc Estates are better with meaty, with forest floor and very herby like the Robinson is in Kay's opinion. I think that's a good point. I think it will go with your Middle Eastern chicken, absolutely, Alison, because it's got some of those Eastern, some of those Middle Eastern kind of spice characters. Correct, Eric, lamb is not a vegetable, Rita. Oh gosh, it's going to be tricky. I got to remember to do a vegetarian match, which is pretty normal. I've got to remember to do snacks as well as a full meal. Okay. Well, there's going to be lots of options being sent out. Eric, pancake. My statins will come in handy with the pancakes. Absolutely. The crepe with the mushies, Kay is saying, is one of her go-tos. Craig is asking, could you say it's a little flat on the back palate? It feels like it's all up front, but it doesn't last. I think that's right. Can we top up on this wine? Do you have much left over? Rita, we've got a little bit. So send Peter or who's working tomorrow, Liz, an email tomorrow, and they'll be able to sort you out. Yeah, we've got a few cases. There's not huge amounts, but we've got a little bit left. David and Imran did rosemary chicken too. Oh, yum. Any pastry veggie thing would be good, says Jackie Little. Yeah, I agree. So, Craig, I agree. I think that maybe it is falling away a little bit on the back palate now. It's probably that's why some people feel like they need a bit more meatiness to go with it, to kind of give it a bit of lift. I think that the cream and cheese of the tartiflette would also help with that. But it doesn't, it's not as, because it's riper and it doesn't have as much, it's got slightly lower acidity than some of our other wines, then it probably doesn't have that cut through that some of the other wines have. I think it's yummy now. I wouldn't be putting it in my cellar for a long time in the future. I'd probably drink it now or over the next year or so. But if it's making you happy, then absolutely. I think a little bit of that would be rather delicious over the next few months and couple of years. I think it's a winter Pinot rather than a summer Pinot because of that richness and the savouriness now that the fruit's kind of faded and the savouriness is coming up. But it doesn't have, what it's missing for me is that little truffly sous-bois kind of note that I think Kay mentioned on the that we see often on the Robinson Pinot with a bit of age. But I think it's perfectly yummy. Richard's got something to say.
I do.
Yeah.
I agree with a lot of the comments that were made, and I don't know if any of you have got the Moorooduc, the McIntyre Moorooduc 2019, but that was the fruit that went into that wine was all picked before the heat, and I think it's one of the best we made, and I see characteristics of that wine in this, but it is not as good.
Yeah,
I agree with that comment, and particularly that sort of bit at the back of the palate. But I think if any of you have got any of that, or maybe some available, I don't know, I think it would be an interesting thing to have a look at it, because that's what it all should have been like to various degrees. Yep. You know what I mean?
So yes, so Peter McIntyre is drinking 2019 Duck Pinot Noir tonight. I'm not sure how much of it we've got in the cellar, so I'm not sure whether. Yes, he couldn't find a bottle of this, so he said, "Would the duck be all right?" And I went, "Oh yeah, that'd be good." How's it looking, Pete? So yeah, I think if I can find enough of the 2019 Duck Pinot Noir, I will pop it into the next box. I don't think it's in this box. But yes, if you do have some, if you've got some of the 2019 Duck Pinot Noir, it'd be worth having a look at it in the near future, because it's what this one should have been if it didn't get hit by heat. So that's a good point. Shannon said Shannon and Trent will take a box of the McIntyre 2019. I have no idea if we've got any of it left, Shannon. So let me get back from my skiing holiday. I'll check it out. I'll let you know. What? I don't understand what JKS means, Peter. You're going to have to spell that out for me. Oh, I grabbed the last bottle, Peter says. Just kidding. Ooh, you're so funny. Jackie's saying it's delightful, smooth and round, going down fast here. No green stalkiness. Is that the low acid? So, gotcha. It's partly the low acidity. It's also the wine doesn't have any whole bunch in it. So that also helps. Thanks, Pete. I did get it eventually. But I think also the temperature of this wine's really important. It's because the heater's on in here and it's cold outside and it's warm in here. I think this wine's warming up a little bit too much. Should I a little bit more, Jill?
Shouldn't, but I will.
Okay, good.
I'm on holiday.
Jill's on holiday. So, yeah, I think slightly cooler, I think, is good. Snowbrains in force. Replace ice cream freeze. Yeah, indeed. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, I'm too old to understand your cool young people stuff. We'll move on to the Stanton and Colleen Vintage Port next. Oh, no, we probably won't. Peter, can you tell me what we're drinking next week? Because I forgot to look it up. Jokes and jokes have the same number of characters. I agree, Eric. Thank you. Grumpy old people. Why would you write jokes with... Anyway, whatever. Young people these days, I don't know. What do you think, Maddie? She's eating chips. Max, my son, wants to know how the snow is. Max, the snow is not bad. The visibility was dreadful. Maddie, can you give us a snow report?
Very icy, but there are quite a lot of runs open. Sadly, the Summit isn't open, and Milky Way and Last Hoot isn't open, and technically all the good runs aren't open.
Technically, all the good runs are not open, which is very sad, but we've managed to have fun anyway this week. Maddie and Beck and Gwendal are staying until Sunday. Jill and Richard and I are heading home tomorrow, and it's supposed to snow a lot on Sunday. So if you're coming up next week, I think you've timed it really, really well. Maddie, the voice of reason, says Craig. Could you all hear her? I thought that was a very good snow report.
Yeah, I did too.
It is not a break. Oh, hang on. Is it a break next week, the 13th? Oh, yes, because I'm doing the tasting at the drop shop. So thank you, Peter and Karen, for another voice of reason. We're doing Pinot Gris in 2 weeks' time. Although if you're still up at Mount Buller, then, Eric, the Pinot Gris will work very well at Buller. And I'll find you a lovely vegetarian dish to go with that. Next week, I am doing a live tasting at the drop shop in East Brunswick. So anyone who's Melbourne-based and who wants to come down to the drop shop, you can absolutely rock up, David and Imbran. Come on along. It's like 4:30 to 6:30, the tasting. I'll be standing there pouring 4 wines. It's very cool. It is a break, absolutely, Alison, but only if you can't get to the drop shop. If you can get to the drop shop, there's no break. You can come and taste live with me instead of online. And if you're on that side of town in Melbourne, the drop shop's a very cool idea. It's sort of, the idea is that you buy wine 1 bottle at a time. They have Alison will be in Bali. Alison and Andrew will be in Bali. Okay, good, excellent. And Rob, I haven't seen Rob tonight. Hi, Rob, if you're there. Okay, Bali will be nice as well. But yes, break next week and then Pinot Gris the following week. I will look forward to Eric, may I strongly recommend Centenove. So we've got a couple of live events this box. So we have Drop Shop this next week, Thursday, and then on the 10th of September, we have a dinner at Centenove, which means that we won't be doing Drinks with Kate that night either. But I highly recommend, as Eric also does, you should definitely come to the Centenove dinner as well. It's going to be super fun. It's Enrico's 60th next Thursday. Oh, wow. That'll be fun. Happy birthday, Enrico. I'm sorry that we won't be here to celebrate it. It's my 54th birthday next Friday, so we'll have to have belated birthday drinks the following week, Enrico. Yes. Kay's already booked Centenove. If you haven't booked Centenove, book it soon. There's, I think, 30 spots. It's going to be awesome.
Richard and I will be there.
Richard and Jill will be there. I will be there. It's going to be ace. And then we've also got the Torello lunch in a couple of weeks on a Sunday at Moorooduc. I think we've still got a few spots left there. I'm not sure. That'll be awesome. Oh, Eric, 61 on Saturday. Happy birthday. Cheers, everyone. Happy birthday for birthday week people for next week. I'm sorry that I won't be able to share birthday wishes with all of you. I'm going to love you and leave you now. Thank you so much for enjoying this wine with me here at Falls Creek and with Jill and Richard and Maddie. It's been a delight. Have a great fortnight. I'll see some of you at Drop Shop next week. Please, if I haven't met you before, introduce yourselves. It'd be really nice to put faces to the names. And otherwise, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time for Pinot Gris. Thank you so much, everyone. Cheers all, and have a lovely evening and have a lovely couple of weeks. Take it easy.
Cheers.
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 Woo, bye.